Alright, me and Billy are going to start off this tour here with the corner of Odeon and General Maya.
Frost top.
No more Frost top.
No more.
There's the Chivara room.
What was the name of that little thing back there?
Western Auto.
Well, they had Western Auto, but before that.
Ah, the
Right now.
no, it was Varsity Club.
Varsity Club. The same building since Western Auto is there.
Right. Yeah, because the Frost Stop was the part of the parking lot for the Varsity Club.
Mm-hmm. This is TG&Y.
The original TG&Y in Algiers.
Later became
Max Chicken in a Box and a bicycle shop was right there.
Is that what was there? I don't remember.
It was a bicycle shop.
Pass this quickly. They'll ride in the water. Great.
Yeah. I can't even. Let's see, now the Odoms will have to tell us who lived here because I don't even remember this house.
I don't remember either.
And here it is, Odom clan, your lot with no house on it.
Yeah.
And that's Miss Chance's house.
Yeah, that's right, Miss Chance.
Miss Chance, who loved her cats.
Yep, I remember she had little holes under the fence in the back where
Yep.
they would go through into your yard.
Go through into my yard. I did have a BB gun at that time. She did call the police on me.
I made damn traps that would catch them. Terrible, huh?
Yeah, really.
Oh well. Did you grow up?
Okay, this is the Neff's house. And they really remodeled this.
She lifted it and had it remodeled and added on to. At one time, Miss Carrie's nephew Gary owned it too.
Oh,
And
okay.
in the back is where he kept a bunch of buses that he had for tour buses, like. That's Miss Carrie's house.
This is Miss Carrie's house, Jack. Mr. Jack and Miss Carrie's house. Then became Sharpie's house.
Yep.
Now it's Willie Zadarin's house.
It's actually Lauren Zadarin's house.
Oh, okay.
She left it to Lauren. Now, Willie Zadarin did add this big fence around the front, and it's got a fence all around the back, so it's now a compound.
There you go.
Make it difficult to steal stuff and get it out the yard.
Which way you want to go? Straight down that way and come
we
up?
could do that.
Okay.
What was the people that lived there? I can't remember.
Okay, right behind you?
Yeah.
Okay, now that was Miss Emily, and I forgot her husband's
That's right,
name.
Miss Emily. I can't remember the husband's name. I couldn't
Her,
remember. Miss
the
Emily.
husband died before her.
Yeah, he had mesothelioma.
Okay, and then she died of breast cancer.
Right. And never smoked a cigarette in her life.
Yeah. She was like one of the first ladies of this neighborhood.
Well, you said in the street here?
Now this used to be the Rodriguez's home. I don't remember.
Yeah, then this.
Teresa Rodriguez and Lupe Rodriguez lived here.
Yeah.
And that was Frankie
Packard's house at one point, but he had bought it from a couple that had lived there. Used to be a vacant lot. They built the house.
Well, the first people that when they built that house, I believe it was the Falgoos. I think it was not the Falgoos that owned the store on Odeon, but they owned another store. There was another Falgoos grocery store, and they owned that.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's Ricky filling me in on something I didn't ever know.
Let's see. Now, seems like I can remember this house being maybe an elderly lady that was maybe a piano teacher or something, but I don't know. I don't remember.
That
hey,
house
doggy.
has burned like 3-4 times. People have.
Hey, puppy doggy.
What's he say?
Now this is the Dumasnell's house. I think this is the No. This is
Blaine Kern.
This is Blaine Kern's house. Blaine Kern and Theus and Blaney Jr. Sugar's doing good. And also the home of Sultan, the big Great Dane.
Yeah.
This right here is the Dumasnell's house. Pam Dumasnell. And again, I don't know who lives in that house.
Where did the Ruazes live?
The Ruazes, I think, lived in that yellow house over there. This is the Packrins.
Okay.
This is the Packrins right here. And directly, I can't remember, but there was, the Ruazes lived here, and also next door at that yellow house. And that green house was Mr. Red and Miss Frances Tassan.
Miss Frances Tassan just died last week, and 3 days later her daughter died.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got a call about that. I got to tell my dad.
And so I think this might have been the Ruaz's house.
Yeah,
And that's the Packrins, but the Packrins could tell us more.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Brechtels, because this is the Brechtel family's house. And here we got the Umbachs.
That's it.
Mert and Ray Lynn.
Yep.
Mert with her gold 64 Mustang.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't remember, but I used to love that car. And this is the Lawlin house. Miss Marie, Mr. Stanley Jr., and Debbie.
Yep. There's tied shipyards over
Ah,
here.
yes, without the bamboo.
Without the bamboo.
Without the bamboo.
Or the anchors, or the anchor chains.
Right.
Or the rock hill and blackberries.
All that stuff. And no ditch.
No.
Remember the oily ditch?
Well, it didn't start till right on the corner. Of
That's
the
right.
fence.
It's right. Oh, was that fall over? Okay.
Yeah, because that's right there, heading back towards the back. They had another little extension of the ditch.
Yeah.
Behind that whole mess of garbage, they had the playground with the school. They had a schoolhouse up in there.
The schoolhouse is behind the grounds.
Yeah.
It was actually on Odeon, right across from Falgoose.
Right, but it did extend back quite a ways.
Yeah.
At least to the street.
Oh yeah,
The
definitely.
Ida.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was all the ditch with the oily ditch and the bamboo.
Right. Now it's got cattails in there, so there must still be some ditch remnants back there.
Yeah. I thought about taking soil samples and getting them analyzed.
Yeah, boy. How'd we ever survive playing in that oily water? And this is
Manzella's.
the Manzellas. Miss Lucille, Mr. Sam.
Singer sewing machine, man.
Singer sewing machine. We bought our first. Oh, we bought our first Singer vacuum cleaner, or Hoover vacuum cleaner. I don't remember. It was a vacuum cleaner.
From Mr. Sam?
Yep.
Okay.
And the kids, Sammy and Donnie and Cindy Lou.
Tida and the Armas.
Donnie and the Armas. And this is the Browns, Mr. Warren, Miss Gloria, and
June and Gloria.
June and Gloria.
Let me see if they still have a ditch.
And here's that famous ditch that we would cross over
Yep, they
to
still
go
have a
walk to
ditch.
Falgoose.
They
The
still
ditch
have a
is
ditch.
still here. And it used to overflow when it rained and flood my house down the
And
street.
it still does.
It does. And that's
Alcide and Shirley Boudreaux.
Alcide and Shirley Boudreaux, Billy's aunt and uncle.
And
and
Prince
and Prince and Duke
and Duke.
with the dogs in the back. Yep, it's about right where I'm standing, where I would not usually stand for very long because Prince and Duke would be barking over that fence right there.
Yes, they would.
And that's the Clarkson's house.
Who was it? Tommy and...
Tommy, Liz, and Kathy
Okay.
Clarksons.
Kathy. Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of.
And the Jones house looks really about the same, huh?
Pretty much. They have the bars over the windows now, but...
Yeah. So that was a big family. We got Sammy and Richard and Daryl and Mary Sue.
And Sam Jr. or whatever.
Sam would be the last one. There was
Yeah.
Was there a Billy in there?
No, Jimbo. Jim.
Jim.
That was
yeah,
the last one.
Jimbo was the last one. Oh Lordy. The Legnans. Looks like there's an addition on there. But
Yeah, there was.
I wonder if someone's even living in here.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not,
Hi,
not
Legnans.
around here, but I don't think anybody's living here.
Yeah, this looks vacant here. And this was a rental property next to the Joneses. And there was a bunch of people that lived in here, and I couldn't recall one name. But that house is right next to the Mahoney's.
Marty and Loretta.
Billy's Uncle Marty and Aunt Loretta with their 3 kids, Kimmy, Marty, the oldest,
And Billy.
Billy, the youngest.
That was Little Billy.
Little Billy. Little Billy, yeah. And this was This was Mr. Tommy and Miss Eleonora. He was a fireman, and I can't remember the last name.
I can't either, but I was going to say about the fireman.
And that is Tommy Clarkson.
And there's the tree.
There's the tree?
Yeah.
Oh, the tree we used to climb all the time?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, Ricky Brown over here. Well, I guess you don't remember. Okay. So I can't remember Mr. Tommy and Miss Eleanor's last name.
We're doing the tour of the old neighborhood.
We just naming everybody who lived in each of these houses.
Memory.
Yep.
That was the Alonzos.
Brother, huh? Who was living in the house? Brother?
Sharpie's brother, no, the Sharpie's husband lived down the block.
Yeah, I know he lived.
Oh yeah, Sharpie's brother lived there.
Oh, he lived there. Who lived there?
I lived there.
Oh, you the one who lived there. Okay.
And I lived in that with the white window shutters across the street.
Oh, well, Mr. Rodney.
I don't know who that's there now, but that was my house.
Yeah.
And this is the Alonzo's house.
Jane Ellen and Juanita.
Jane Ellen, Juanita, and Mr. John and Edna, Miss Edna.
This is the only thing we need over. You know, still trying to get the people on here.
And never happened.
And see that ditch at the end, that big old thing, that has stayed like that. It has never been drained in 50 years.
60.
60 years.
You take care.
All right.
So right next to the Alonzo's house is the Helmsteaders. Mr. Frankie, Miss Dot, Pat, and Barry.
Yep.
And directly across the street is the Zatarain's house. Mr. Roy, Miss Rita, Darlene, and Billy.
Can't believe they cut down the big azalea that was right there by that
Oh,
vehicle.
well.
That was a beautiful one.
And I can remember when those hedges were only 1
Yeah.
foot tall.
Yeah, they got way out of hand.
And we're going to take a side step to the left. That's Miss Helena and her daughter Diane Colonadis's house.
Right.
And that's my house where I live next door. And this was another rental property.
Yeah.
And obviously the rental properties are the ones that seem to be abandoned the first, huh?
It looks that way.
Yeah.
I remember the time when they had a little boy there that was a pyromaniac.
Pyromaniac. That was
He caught the house on fire.
yeah. There was the little girl was crippled. I think she had, her name was Sheila, I believe.
I don't remember.
His name was Mike.
You never even said about the Poches.
I did.
Did
Oh shoot! I got to go back to the Poches.
you?
All right, I'm going to go back to the Poches.
This was Keith Smith and Pat Smith.
Yep, that was. Looks like they elevated their house.
They
That's,
actually rebuilt it.
All right, help me out here, Keith. It's Mr. Farrell Smith was your dad, and come on, it's going to come to me. I can't remember your mom's name. And Pat and Keith Smith.
Yeah, it's completely rebuilt.
And wow, yeah, because it almost looks like a shotgun now. And the side yard was where Missy was, the dog Missy.
And this was all bloodweed in the field next door.
This was the weeds.
And we built our little forts in there with cardboard boxes.
Yep, that was the weeds. Can you imagine? Look how small. Well, the Western Auto's there.
Yeah. And we had a trail that led to the frost top.
Little trail that led to the frost top. Now we're right behind the Chivara room and where the frost top used to be. And where right here, that's where the the varsity club used to be.
By the way, did you take pictures of Tommy Clarkson?
Yes.
Okay. That's an example of why he's not invited.
That's unbelievable. And he didn't even say.
Anything.
I told him, hey Tommy, this I'm Ricky Brown. Like, he didn't say a thing.
No.
He just took pictures. Okay.
Like, why is he taking pictures?
Yeah. And this is the back of the Western Auto, which would have been the back of the Chavaro Room.
No, the back of the varsity club.
I mean the varsity club, excuse me.
Yeah.
And that's Odeon Street. And this was our right here was
Winifred
Lamont.
Lamont.
The Lamont's house. That was the black family that moved in.
We like Winnie, 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 Winnie. We like Winnie.
Yeah, he was the
best
preacher.
kid on the block.
And
this is Pat Homestead's backyard. There used to be a big old pyracantha bush with them
right in the
inch-long stickers on it.
right there where that plant is now, I believe, huh?
Yeah, so real close anyway.
Well, I had one too underneath that middle window.
Oh yeah? I don't remember that. I remember getting stuck on this one.
Now we do remember. Now I remember the last name was the kids. Jimmy Rome.
Rome's, yes.
The Romes, Jimmy Rome and the younger daughter, and I can't remember her name now. And if we already said that. Oh, we got to go back to the Poche's house. I mentioned the Poche's, but I didn't say who lived there.
We got distracted.
We got distracted with Mr. Tommy Clarkson. I keep holding this camera on the street. This is going to be a wonderful video. I can see that.
Hey, it's better than any of the other ones we have.
I know. Yeah. Okay. So this is the Poche's. This is Miss Betty and Mr. Dave Poche and their children Sharon, Sheila, Renee, and Randy.
And now you can see in the back where they added on.
Big addition on the back of the
Actually, it was
Poche's.
added on twice. They did the lower part of that, then they added the tall part behind it.
Wow. Okay. Looks like Clarkson isn't following us, so
He doesn't have his gun out.
thank God. And actually, when Miss Helena and Diane Colonadis moved out of this house, Alcide Boudreau's mother moved in.
Philomene Boudreau.
Philomene Boudreau. Grandma Boudreau.
Yep.
And here's my house. And I used to have, that's the carport, but they closed in the carport. They still got the cedar shakes that we added to it back in like 1960.
And believe it or not, if you remember, we used to slide on our bellies on that
Slide
carport.
on that carport. That was a smooth surface. And that, Billy, for that, right where that water faucet is, there was a big pyracantha bush right
Kind
there.
of remember.
Right there. And right across the street, Billy's backyard.
Yeah. Right next to the gate, they had a what was it called? There was a vine. It was real pretty. A Mexican something or another.
Mexican heather, maybe?
No. It was a vine.
And this is the back of the Neff's house. Neff's house faced General Maya, and they had the lot all the way back. And he was a farmer, and he had all kinds of fruit trees in the back, some pears, if you remember. All right. I think that takes care of it, guys.
I think so.
All right.